Hi, Dawn. A few minutes late. Sorry. I was in the other room. What I think I want to work on today are actually some Christmas presents. What I do with those? There they are. For my family. I thought we would make some bookmarks and earrings to match them. So we're going to make the little tiny bookmarks, these little guys. All of my sisters are readers, so I figured that would be a good thing for them. Well, actually, my whole family is readers. We've always loved to read, every one of us, so that works good. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So I've got 2 of the little silver ones and then 2 of these little gold ones. I got these from Bookmarks Bargains. Don't know if they still carry them or not. I'm going to have to check because I'm probably going to start making more of these little ones for my shows and stuff in the future, because these big gold ones, I have 4 left. However, sadly, the price of these blanks has gone up to $9.58. And that's like, it's bad enough that the silver ones, like these, are now $3.28, but $9, oh please, who can afford that? Nobody that I know of, because you have to pass that price on, you know, and well, it just gets to be too much. Hey Angel, haven't seen you for a while. Well, other than on Randy's channel. Hey Beth, you got 2 stints, Beth? Are they keeping you in the hospital overnight, or did you get to come home? Or do you get to come home? I know when my husband had his, they kept him for 2 days. So, hey, Jan. Hi, Donna. Hey, Sid. So I am sure that takes quite a bit of pressure off of your mind and stress, Beth, and I'm glad to hear it wasn't more serious, as I know it could have very easily been. But you know, those stents are important because they're opening up a blockage generally. So I know when my husband had his done, they had told him if it had waited too much longer, he could have had a heart attack because he could have had a full blockage. So I'm glad that you got your stents done, and hopefully that will take care of all the problems you've been having. You're sleepy. Yes, I bet you are. Hi, Miranda. So anyway, we're going to work on some little bookmarks. Like I say, these are the tiny ones. They're not very big, but they are, I think they're really cute. And I think that my family will like those. Actually, I think I'll change one of these little gold ones to one of these little gold ones. No, we'll leave them as they are with the 2 little ones. I also have to put this little baby Sodalite dragon, he's cute, on a chain at some point in time. My daughter really liked him. She decided to lay claim to him, but I told her he would have to be finished with a chain or something, and then he would go on then he would go in her Christmas stocking. So anyway, we're going to turn down. We're going to work on these little bookmarks. Now, like I said, I'm probably going to start making more of this size. I hadn't ever in the past because I had the two sizes that I've been working on for many years. But I don't know if any of you were here when I mentioned that when I actually started making these wavy bookmarks, this blank was 99 cents. But then that's been like 10 years at least. So, and then they went up to $1.09 and then $2.39. The silver one is now $3.29, and this one is $9.58. And that just shocks the heck out of me. So, those are my last gold ones. I'm not buying them at $9.58. That's just ridiculous. It's too much. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to just make these little ones. It is a huge increase, a huge increase. The last time I bought them, they were $3 something, and now they're $6 more. So the price is almost tripled. And so, where do I order them from? From Art Beads. So, and they're not even carrying the smaller, I think it's the smaller gold ones that they didn't even have any. And by smaller, I mean, let's see if I should have some in here. Yeah, I do. It's this size like this. Hi, Cynthia. And as you can see, there's one of the Art Bead stickers on here. They put these little stickers on when you buy them on the bag. So, I have looked for them in different places, the bigger ones, but when I get the measurements, they always seem to be this smaller size, like this. So we're just going to switch. Temu's has them, but they're the smaller size. They're not the big size. That big size is a 6-incher. And most of them are 4 inches or smaller that you can buy. So, just one of those things. I put my Christmas tree up, but I didn't put decorations on it yet. I want to see how Lily behaves towards it, because this is her first Christmas with us, so we'll have to see. Anyway, we're going to turn down. I'm going to work on some these little bookmarks, and I'm going to try and make some earrings to match them. These are going to be presents for my sisters. Like I said, we're all readers. And even though my sister that's just younger than me has dyslexia. Oh, you like my earrings? This is a big coin. And then I painted the little wreaths. These were tiara cast leaves, or wreaths, I should say. Yeah, exactly. It's just the small ones you can find anymore. And if you do find the big ones, they're atrociously expensive. I was just flabbergasted when they came, when I found them and they had they were that price. I was like, whoa, what the heck is going on? I assume it's the gold plating that does it, but I know silver has gone up, but I do not know about gold, but I do know silver has. Actually, at my show this weekend, I sold a Coriana chain necklace with a filigree whale's tail on it. And I was really surprised when the lady said she wanted it, but then she says, "It's sterling silver, right?" And I looked at her and I went, if it was sterling silver, the whale tail alone would have cost me $20, because it was not a little whale tail. It was about yay big, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. and it was scrolled filigree in it, and it was really pretty. I said, "No, it's pewter." "Well, how about the chain?" "No, I think that's probably stainless steel. It might be silver plated, but I'm pretty sure it's stainless steel because it was the grayer color of Coriana chain." And she said, "Oh, well, I figured it was sterling silver." I said, "Not at $20. It's not sterling silver." And, she said, "Well, I'll take it anyway." I'm like, "Good." That's fine. But no, you're not going to get sterling silver necklace for $20. But whatever. Anyway, one of the things I'm looking for is remember when we were looking at our order I got yesterday, we had some frogs. Might as well pull out some of these spacers while we're at it, since I'm going to be using them. Who knows, maybe we'll use some of these red birds too while we're at it. We got the snowflakes. But what I'm looking for in here is one of my sisters collects frogs. And if you'll recall, one of my pieces in here was frogs. So that's what I'm looking for in our package here. I guess I should turn us down, shouldn't I? That's right. Heather started to sing a frog song. That's right. It was funny. But we're looking for our frogs, which so far I have not located, but they got to be in here. I didn't take them out. Oh, come on, frogs. Where are you at? Well, you have a friend who collects frog faces. My sister has been collecting frogs for years. She loves frogs. Even though her pet is a tortoise. You'd think that would be me because I'm the one who collects turtles. But no, that's my sister. She's just she's only 18 months younger than I am. We were born pretty close together. So I dropped a toggle. There we go. And so it's sort of funny in how close we are. We've always been very close as far as, because we are so close in age. So if I go down to Arizona to visit family, I usually stay at her house because, as I said, we are pretty close. So where are they? We'll leave these out. My goodness, the frogs seem to have taken a gander. I know I didn't take them out. There they are. I was beginning to think they were gone. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, you've been in meetings all morning? Ugh, I hate meetings. So I have to say, when in the last few years I worked, meetings weren't that bad because they were computerized. So they were just on the computer. I just had to watch. So I found our frogs. I found some spacers. I found these red birds. We might try putting these red birds in one of them. So we've got gold and we've got silver. So these frogs are silver. So we're going to work with silver stuff at first. And you don't have sound this morning. Let's see if I need to turn my sound up some. Nope, that's notifications. We don't want that up. Nope, my sound's up all the way. So I'm looking for my frogs. That's true. So let's turn down and we'll look at what I'm sort of concentrating on here. The frogs are silver, so we're going to use one of the silver bookmarks for that. But like I say, let's turn down so you can see what I'm talking about here. So we have on my mat, I have the 2 little silver hooks and I have 2 little gold hooks. We're going to put these gold spacers over this way. Oh, I don't need both packages. They're the same. I did pull out these little snowflakes, but I'm not sure I really want to use the snowflakes. I'd only use one, and besides, I only have 2, and I'd need 3 if I'm going to make matching earrings for all of these things. So we've got some silver spacers. We got some crystals. I've got more little crystals over here that I never did put away. And then we've got these frogs. And we'll want 3 frogs out. There's 6 in the package. Aren't these cute? So we're going to put the frogs on some earrings as well as on the bookmark. So we'll start with our little frog here. Put this aside. We only need 1 to start with here. And because I like my bead strand to be about the same length as my book mark, it'll come to about right here. Now, I just thought of something here. What did I do with it? Here. There we go. I had this extra wire that I cut off something that I was making the other day. And so we can use this as our wire. Need a couple of crimps. Oops, these should have been back in the envelope that I missed. And so get my crimps out here. I still have some pieces from Christmas pieces that I could put together. I was actually debating making hair barrettes or something for my sisters because they're all getting longer hair nowadays. My oldest sister, the oldest one that is down in Arizona, used to cut her hair pretty short every year, but then when COVID hit and she couldn't go to the hairdresser, it grew out quite a bit, and she actually likes it now, so she's left it long. So that's sort of funny. But anyway, here's our little frog. Okay. So we're going to put him on the end. I'm just going to start him off right now because I know we want him on our end. And I don't think any of my other sisters have any particular collections that they collect. So I'll just have to decide what I want to use for them as far as, oops, no, you go in there. Charms. Though actually my youngest sister is a librarian, so maybe I should find some book. I think I have some little silver books. I have to, but I'm not sure where I have them at. Those would be good probably for her. There's our little froggy holding on now. Now, I was thinking, I have my Christmas bag of my stuff from Randy here. And since this is a little frog, we have a few of the chips left. Though I was debating making some earrings to match the necklace or bracelet. So maybe we won't use those, but I was debating. But we have our green beads. There's our tree agate and our moss agate. that we can use. We also have our rhyolite. But I'm thinking I have a crystal sitting here on the side here. We can put that one in the middle. No, I don't want you, just you. Trying to decide if I want the moss or the tree. I think I'm leaning towards the tree. Stay up there, baby. And then we'll have the crystal here. And some spacers. I also have some regular little crystal beads here we can use. And we also have our little green crystals. Though if I don't want to use those, I can get any color of green I have up over here. Tons of green. But I think we're going to go with some greens. And like I said, this crystal bead right here. Though actually, would you go good? I have this big olive. That might be too big. I tend to drop odds and end things beside me. These frogs I got off of Bargain Bead Box. These over here are little red birds. So we're going to cut these guys open. I like a triple spacer, but I think this might be just too much with that small of a bead. So I think we'll just go back to the daisy. My house is starting to smell like pine boughs because I got my wreaths. I buy them at Costco every year. They have them though they were getting pretty low on them today, but yesterday when I got them, but they smell so good. And bead down. Okay. Come on, you go over there. Okay, I think that'll work. So we're going to now do a little loopy up here at the top, and how many of you guys make bookmarks? I think they're a really great little gift if you're not giving a large gift. I think they're, especially when you use the tiny bookmarks like this, I think they make a really super good little gift for somebody. Heather was talking about the other day about hostess gifts, and these would, if you know that your hostess is a reader, these would make a really good hostess gift, I think. If you do hostess gifts. Okay, this crimp is not the prettiest in the world, so we're going to have to see if we can get it to repair. Okay. Still not the prettiest, but it is not horrid either. So we're going to cut our wire off here. Get a little crimp, a little teeny tinky tot jump ring. We got one right here, and it's even open. We might as well put it to use if it will fit. Sometimes a tinky tot's just too little, but sometimes it's the perfect thing. I'm not sure about this. Well, it says no. All right, we won't argue with it. We'll just get a couple of bigger ones out here. Now I could have hooked these directly onto the bookmark. I just usually put them on with a jump ring, just because. Okay, this is not quite meeting, so I'm trying to, I want to fill that scrape. There, I just did. So there's our first little bookmark all done with the little frog. This is for my sister, just younger than me. We're only 18 months apart, and we're pretty good pals. So this one's hers. And I'm going to keep beads out and the frogs, but we will probably make the earrings in a little bit. We'll work on the getting the bookmarks first. Now I'm pretty sure my little books that I have are silver. Gotta find what I did with those. I know they are. I know I got them from in a live sale from Softflex. So I really want to use the book on this one for my youngest sister. Like I said, she's a librarian, so I think she would really like a book on hers. So I probably should just put this stuff aside a little bit since I'm not exactly positive where the books are. And we will start on a gold one. And I think for one of my sisters, we're going to use this red bird in the middle as a focal piece. It's a little large, but I think we'll go with it anyway. And let's see what we have that we can use for charms. I have all kinds of charms, so it's just a matter of which one I want to use. Pretties, pretties, and more pretties. It's a pity these little ones here are silver because I have a really pretty moon and star. I can put some flowers with our red bird. My sister is a real love of flowers. And the sad part about that is she's allergic, but she takes medication. So we got some little red flowers we can put with it. We actually have two types of red flowers. Put that one there too. I'm not sure. The bird looks a little too big. Hi, Cynthia. Oh my, no baby yet? I thought they were inducing her yesterday, or was that today? Yes, you could use them in a diary. I have a friend who uses one in her Bible. I specifically made a little cross on the bottom of hers, so that she could do that. Hi, Carolyn. Oh, you've got one in your Bible. Yeah, I like the bird too, but it's almost too big with this little bookmark. So let's face it, when it comes right down to brass tacks, it's not going to end up, it's going to be on the outside of your whatever you put it with anyway. So maybe we'll leave it. But I'm thinking our flowers need a leaf or two. This leaf could work like a charm right at the bottom. Yeah, that's why I got the red one, because it reminded me of cardinal too. So we could just use this like a charm and just loop it down here at the bottom for a leaf. But I'm almost thinking we have too much red in here. So maybe what we'll do is move these like so. leave the little leaf down here like a charm. But her water broke last night. My daughter was like that. She's a stubborn little turd. She was supposed to be induced the next day, and she was like 3 weeks late. And so the doctor said she's getting too big. We have to make her come. So we have to induce you. And so they had scheduled me to be induced, and this is sort of a funny story. I'd been scheduled to be induced the next day. And so the night before, I took a shower and I washed all my clothes. Yes, all my clothes were wet. And I just got out of the shower, was just taking my clothes out of the washing machine to move them to the dryer when I went into hard labor. None of that little piddly ass stuff that most people say they get. I went straight into hard labor 5 minutes apart. And my husband called the doctor, and he said, get her to the hospital right away. And so I did. I was supposed to have been induced at 7:30, and she was born at 7:45. She was being stubborn. She says, nobody's forcing me to do anything. And so she was born just 15 minutes after I was supposed to be induced. So, but she was quite late. Originally, the doctor had said that I was dilating at Christmas, but at my appointment, which was just before Christmas. And he said, are you ready to be in the hospital at Christmas? And I said, I'm not being in the hospital at Christmas. She can just wait. And then she decided to wait almost another month. So it was quite the thing. Come on, little guy, go down there. I want you to have a little movement, but I don't think you're gonna. So it was sort of funny. And then to top that off, my roommate in the hospital had twins, but she wasn't supposed to have twins. That she had ultrasounds and they'd never seen two babies. Apparently, the second baby just really was shy and would hide behind the other one. And they never heard a second heartbeat or anything. But she'd had the first baby. The doctor was sewing her incision up, and she went into labor again. And the doctor's like, there's another one. And so he had to get rid of her stitches really quickly. And the baby came pretty quickly after that. So it was sort of funny. So my roommate and I were the talk of the hospital for a while there, because she was not supposed to have twins, and she had twins. And then this one the flower doesn't want to take both lines. So I'm going to have to cut my extra wire off. So just take your cutters and slide it all the way up to your crimp and then snap it off. So yeah, that was sort of funny. So hopefully your daughter isn't in labor too horribly long, but if her water broke last night, I'm surprised that she's not further along. But That's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? So hey, Georgina. Georgina, how are you doing? No, that was Tina. I was going to say, didn't I hear you were in the hospital? But no, that was Tina. So, oops. Come here, you little spacer. Now, this one's going to be a little longer than I generally like them to be, but I think it'll be all right. Definitely longer than I like it, though. If I really didn't want to do this, I could take this off and then just put a little ball spacer down here and wrap around to it rather than a charm. And then it would be about the length I like it. So I might do that because I really don't like this length. It's a little longer than I like it. This would be better with one of the silver ones because it's about the same length, see? But we're not doing silver, we're doing gold. So the heck with it. It's going to be outside. So let's get our crimp on. Yeah, exactly. Only time she's ever been on time. That's pretty good, Dawn. Our babies have a mind of their own sometimes, it seems. And then my daughter was the only one I could have. So, as it turned out. So, maybe it's a good thing she's stubborn because I may not have, because I had 6 miscarriages after she was born. And the doctor my gynecologist ended up telling me to stop trying to have another child. I wasn't going to manage it, obviously, and I was just killing myself trying. So, so she was my one and only, my little stubborn girl, and maybe it was just as well she was that stubborn, because who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have been able to have her if she hadn't been stubborn. So, okay, I want you down just a little bit further. There we go. That's better. Okay, maybe a little bit too much, but we'll find out. So cut this one off now. Now see that piece of wire I kept around because I knew it was an extra piece of wire? Ended up making us 2 little bookmarks. So now I need to get some, see it is longer than I like, but I think it'll just have to be. Need a couple of these for this side. I think when I do her earrings, what we'll just do maybe is just the bird, the bird, the leaf, and the flower. Yeah, he's a little late too, wasn't he, Cynthia? Stubborn kids. But as I say, that might be a good thing in some instances. You know what? Where are my wavy ones? The little wavy gold one is longer, and I think that this will look better on it as opposed to that one, because it is a little longer, as you can see, and so the length will fit better with this one, this wavy one, rather than the other one. So I really like these little wavy ones. I'm going to have to see if Beatbox Bargains has any more, because I like the length, and I've always liked the wavy. But there's number 2. We don't need this one. We'll put it aside. So we have now our green and frog for one sister, and our red bird and flower for another one. I think the red bird looks better with this one, this wavy one anyway. So I think that's much better. So now we have to decide on the other two. Like I said, my youngest sister's a librarian, so I want to find the books to use for this one. I wonder if I could find some my turtles. I have some turtles, and like I said, no, this one's for that sister that has the turtles, so that won't work. So let's see, this would be for Brenda, this would be for Cindy. We need Rhonda and Vicky. This would be Vic's because it's got the silver books. And so for Rhonda, her favorite color is red, but thank you. Yeah, I think it looks better too. I like my charm to be just about the length of my bookmark, or it can go like this frog is a little bit longer, but my bead strand does not go beyond my my blank, and now it doesn't here with this one either. But as you could see, it did with this. It would have been too long, so I didn't really care for that. So there's the bookmarks for 2 of my sisters. Got to find my little books for this one. Can't remember where I stuck them. I am going to have to decide, though. And for Rhonda, Rhonda is my traveler, but I don't know if I have something that would work well for her. So I have to give it some thought. But you know what? Rhonda likes dragons. I think I have some gold dragons. Maybe we can put a dragon at the bottom first. Here's my bead that fell. you, gold dragons? I know I have some. Oh, right there. Okie dokie. Little dragon. Now I have to decide what the dragon needs to go with it. That's bigger than I want. No, unfortunately, I don't have any of those things. I do somewhere in my stash have some bicycles, but I have no clue where they're at. And she's a bicyclist, so that would work really good, but I don't know where I have them at. They're one of those things that I've had around for forever, and they're who knows where. Actually, compass is not a bad idea. I don't have specifically a compass, but somewhere around here I have a, what do you call it? The North Star thing. So if we didn't want to go with gold, if we wanted to switch to silver for Rhonda, we could, I'll put this aside. We could use one of these that are in here that I thought were really cool looking. That these were a free gift from Bargain Bee Box with one of my orders. And they're a big spacer, but they have the moon and the star on them. And I do have various moons and such like that we could use. And let's see where, if I can think of where that northern star might be at. Not a northern star, but though I do have a northern star somewhere here too. And it is gold. It's a northern star. Could use that because old travelers always used a northern star to travel by. So then we'd go with the gold go back into the gold, of course, because the northern star is gold. So I do have this northern star. I have dragon, I'm northern star. I have these stars here. Somewhere I have some compasses. I also have more stars in various places. I do love stars, so I have a whole bunch of different ones. I just have to find where I have them at. Actually, where was that package I got from Randy the other day that had all kinds of moons and stars in it? Haha, easier found than I thought it would be. Moons and stars. Oh, that's a connector, but weirdly, oh, it's sort of sideways. Too bad. Here's a good size star. It's another sideways connector. There's a moon and a star. Another one like that. Here's a more solid moon and star. And there's another different moon and star there. So we have a variety of moons and stars, though well, I have 2 packages of these, so I have another package if I want to use them. These are obviously no-goes because they are connectors, unless we wanted to put them in the middle. Except for these are more bracelet style or anklet because of the way the crescent moon is sitting. So I think we go with one of these 3 if we're going to go for or 4 if we're going to go for a celestial kind of thing. Which one do you guys like best if we go for celestial? Yep. I have we can either use another set, like we can use this one and then these as our set for our earrings, or I do have another set of these. I had 2 sets. I just pulled out one right now. So but we do have this little moon and star here. So it can be our focal piece. I can get out my goldstone to make night sky. So if we're going with, we can either go with the star or one of the moon and star pieces. You make like the one on the far left, this one, the more solid one. This was the first one I pulled out. So, and of course, because they all are crescent moons with little stars on them, if I didn't wish to get my other package of these out, I could always use this on the bookmark and these on the earrings, or vice versa. But it looks like we're leaning towards the moon and the star. Okay, so you guys are leaning towards this one. Okay, cool. That works good for me. So we'll put these guys back in the little case. And I'm going to need to get another silver one out if I find my books, but I could do this little dragon one, and of course I could do the North Star. But if we do this one, it's not going to go for anybody because we're leaning towards specific things for my sisters. So, So this for for Rhonda. This is the sister just younger than me. Rhonda is just older than me. Brenda is older than Rhonda. Vicky is younger than Cindy. So this would be, if we're going to put them in order by age group, it would be this direction, like so. So this is an extra. We're going to put it to this side, though I probably will make it because I like the little dragon with the red. You know, Chinese dragons are very popular, and red is a definite color for Chinese things. So we'll put that aside. We'll probably do something with that later. So we need to get, I'm going to get my goldstone out for here. My navy goldstone, because, well, let's face it, what's better for night sky than navy goldstone? There it is. So then we'll put silver spacers between these guys, and we'll have our little. Now this one isn't very colorful. I'm sort of debating, do I want to switch some of the goldstone out for a different bead? But if I do, I'm not sure that I just wouldn't put a crystal in there, just because for starshine kind of thing. But let's put you to the side here so you're not in my way. We need some wire. Since we used that other wire up now, I should have, where are you at, baby? Some lapis here close by, which would work pretty good for, no, that's black. I don't want black. Though black would work, but I'd rather have lapis if I can find it. Boy, I have 3 things of black here. I need to use those up so they're not all little bits and pieces of black. Well, heck, where's my lapis? Am I out of it? There it is. There's my lapis. Maybe some crystal. Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. We have some right here, some crystal bicones. Or actually, where'd I put them? There they are. These may be too big, though. I got these from Heather the other day. They're really pretty big bicone crystal. Aren't they gorgeous? But Hey, Chris. But are those too big? Do I want to have them be that big? Well, I guess it depends on how big it looks like when we put the spacers in. And I'm sort of leaning towards where are you? Some bead caps. Well, let's see what it would look like. Until we crimp it, it doesn't have to be permanent, right? Always change our mind. My mom used to always say that's a women's prerogative to change their mind if they feel like it. So let's exercise our woman's prerogative and maybe change our mind if we feel the need. Okay, what did I do with the silver crimps? There they are. Well, that's more than I need, but better too many than not enough. Come, go on up there. Crystal between the smaller gold stones? That might work. We'll look. Okay, there's our little moon on the bottom. Now you say put the crystal between the smaller gold stones. Let's see how we like it. And actually, that might be good. Well, come on. Are you going to go on both strands, baby? Another one of those no, I'm not beads. Okay. So if we put the crystal between the two gold stones and we go with the smaller rather than the bigger, which might be better for size differences since we went with a pretty good size crystal here. I'm going to put that bead cap on either side of the crystal, like so. I like that. Then we'll get one of these smaller gold stones out that we took out originally. Put our little sun and moon in here, or our moon and star, I should say. Then back to the little. We'll need a couple more of our bead caps out. Where'd I put them? Oh, over here, underneath my wire. No wonder I couldn't see them. Other small one. Come on, where's your hole? There we go. Put this away. This is a big one. The length is pretty good. Could go a little bit longer, but it doesn't need to be. And if I wanted it to be longer, I could. See, it's about the same length, a little bit shorter. But if I wanted it to be a little longer, what we could do is put one of these daisies before our bead cap. That'll give a little bit more spice it up a little bit, so to speak, and it will give it just a teeny touch more length. So see how that added just a little bit of length, and I think that might be about the length I want it now, with just that little bit more of the space in here, and it gave a little bit more of an oomph to our bead caps by adding that little bit to them. So yeah, I like this. I think this is good. Thank you guys for the suggestion of putting in the crystal. I was originally going to go for a small one, but then I remembered I had these beautiful ones that I had bought from Heather the other day at TT's Trinkets and Treasures, and I think they are gorgeous. So I think that worked really perfectly. Now, if we recall, this didn't want to go into this gold stone here, so I'm not going to try and force it to this time. I'm just going to get this set up where I need it to be. Push it down, then I'm going to pull this down some. We're going to pull up and down till I get about where I want it to be. Now that's a little bit not where I want it. You come up some. Come on, a little bit more. There we go. Cut our little bit of extra off here. Get our jump ring and put this guy onto its hook. And good call, ladies. I like those big crystals in there. I think those look perfect. And add a little something so it's not so dark as when we just had the gold stone in there. So. Has a little bit of curl in the wire, but that'll ease itself out after a while. So there we go with our moon and star one. And we have our frog. And we have our bird with flowers. So those are the three that we have finished. I do still want to make one with the books, if I can find where the books are in my stuff. Need to put that one away and get another silver one out for my the book one. That might be my last silver one. Well, little silver one. I have to see if I can find some more little silver ones, but that's no big deal. So, have to find the books so I can make my youngest sisters with the book in it. So, what we need to work on now, actually there should be one more in here somewhere because I had 2 left of each of these styles. They're slightly different. See the different pattern on them? I don't know if you can see the different pattern. Let me lift them so you can see. See, this one has more of a swirl to swirl, and this one has more of little circles and a swirl, and then a circle, and then a swirl. Don't know if you can see the patterning there very well. So they are slightly different, and I did have 2 of each left, so I know I have another one down in there somewhere. I just don't have it right with me. So this one is our frog. This one is our moon and stars. And then there's our bird. This one's going to be a book. And I'm just going to make this one for the heck of it over here with this little dragon. It will go probably in my craft items since I don't... normally I would make one for my mother, but since she has now developed not dyslexia, but dementia, she's not reading so easily. So there's no sense in sending her something that's going to make her frustrated. Oh, thank you, Gina. So what we're going to do as far as earrings are concerned now is I'm thinking this one, all of my sisters like long earrings too, just like I do. So it's not an issue of whether I make it long or short. But what I am thinking I will do is I do need to get the book so I can make this one. I got to find them. I'm not sure where they're at. And so what we're going to do, like for this sister here, we could do one of the crystals. We only need 2. We're not going to use 2 in it. One of the moons. We're going to use the other set of moons, these ones. So they're similar, but not exact. Now, if I wanted them to be exact, I do have another set. I could go get the other set of the pieces. So if we wanted to do that, these need their bead caps. We need 4 of these out. Now, because we're using slightly different things, but we want them to match to a degree, I could use some more of these, the focals that are in here, or I could, and some little ones, or I could just take a bigger one and put over the top, and then maybe a small one as well to match it up somewhat. And let's face it, even though I'm wanting to make them really similar, they don't have to be exact because you're not going your bookmark doesn't care to your earrings, right? So we're gonna, I think these will make a pretty earring here. We need a couple of these because we did like the way they went with the cap. So that would be those earrings like this. I think that's how I'm going to do them. Now, if I wanted to make them just a little bit more, so to speak, I could also put another small gold stone up at the top or another little crystal. We do have these little crystals here. Something to add a little length if I decide I need that. And that would be matching this one. Then for our bird, we are going to use some birds. And we may just do this whole pattern right here with the bird and then the 2 leaves and the 2 flowers. Like I say, all of my sisters are like me. They like a long earring. They don't mind a long earring. They'll wear them. They'll wear small ones too, but they will definitely wear a long one. So, there's the other leaf here. And if I didn't want it really, really long, I could just leave it like this without the upper flower in. But let's see. And they, of course, need some little spacers in them. But they're just used to the little spacers, so it won't be a lot of spacer here. So those are those earrings. These will be these earrings. This one, I think I will probably do. I'm going to change this up a little bit by here. I'm going to put these in little baggies so I have them all done up so I know what I'm putting together later. I'm not going to do it right this instant though. So this is the pack for the earrings here, this set. Oh, come on, where are all my little baggies? They seem to have wanted to do a disappearing act. Here they are. Now, I'm not sure I'm not going to add another little crystal or another little gold stone to these. That will be, I'll make that decision later when I make them. So that will go with this one. This will go with this one. Now for this one, I need to get another one of these crystals out because I don't have one. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this one is we're going to take, I have one of these out here. And we are going to need 4. So let's just get 4 out of here. Oh, come on, back out. I don't think I want this really light one because everything else is really dark on these. So we're going to move down to the darker ones when we put these earrings together. for this one. Hey, Georgina. Good luck with that, sweetie. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these guys in here. Then I'm going to take the little green ones, put them on either side. 1, 2. Go up there with that one. Then I need to get some more of these crystals. I don't have them here beside me. They're in the crystal box. But where did I do with the frogs? There they are. And then we will hang our frog down here and have our big crystal in the middle here, like so. And we'll put our spacers in here, double spacer bottom and top, and then around the crystal, those spacers around the crystal. And I need to get the crystal, so it's going to be about, it'll be about yay long with the frog in there. What I do with my little baggies. Here we go. So anyway, we need to get the crystal, and then these guys, it's going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 of these. So I do need to find the crystal to put in here, and then that's how this one is gonna, I think we're gonna have this one look, is with the little crystal, the moss agate, and the bigger crystal in the middle with our frog hanging down. So I just need to find those 2 crystals like this, and this package is ready to put together for those earrings. These are exactly what I'm going to put here. I'm not sure if I'm going to add a little bit more to this one. Still might even add a little bit more to this one when we get to that point. But I think I'm going to put this dragon together. Let's set these guys aside so they're not in the way. I do need to find this crystal. Like I said, this is a really pretty crystal. I have a lot of them, so I know that I have some. They're just in a different spot. These are all silver things, so we're not going to use those right now, but I am going to make this little dragon up. He's going to be for my craft shows, or I'll maybe put him in my Etsy shop. Who knows? We're going to go, maybe we'll go with this guy in the middle. And then we'll have our gold spacers. This is not going to be long because we don't want something very long with this guy. That's not what I wanted. That's butterscotch. I thought I had there it is. We have the garnet color right here. Bye, Dawn. Have a lovely day, sweetie. And so we're going to make this little guy here with just some of these spacers. I do have some of the corrugated spacers, which I might get 2 out and put them on either side of the English cut here. Come on, you clippers. Everything wants to come. I don't want everything, just a few things. This needs to stay up here. So we're gonna, I have silver ones down, but I didn't keep any gold ones, did I? We're done with these, so I'm gonna put those back in my Christmas bag from Randy. And we need the gold. There they are. Crimps. Put this little dragon on here. I love red and gold is really pretty together, but whenever I think of dragons, I frequently think red because of the Chinese dragons. So come on, baby. There we go. I think maybe we'll keep the earrings and do those on the members live this afternoon, since we do have members live this afternoon at 1:30. For anybody for all our members. I know, unfortunately, we are going to lose a couple of our members due to monetary restraints. And that happens to all of us. I know for a fact that happens to all of us. Happened to me this year. So, and being Christmas time, it's a little tighter as far as funds are concerned, and I realize that. So, and this one doesn't want to take 2 strands either, it looks like. So we're going to cut this. The dragon's cute. Yeah, I think so too. He's a cute little dragon. So now I'd consider giving this one to my daughter because she likes dragons, but she's a silver person. She's actually allergic to gold. So gold is not something I tend to even think about when I'm making things for her. Let's get some ball spacers out too. I think ball spacers might be fun. Let's go. Rory's snoring. I can hear him. Okay, I've cut some of these off, but this one obviously has a lip piece on it. And if you get one of these, see how it's got a lip? You can usually take your flush cutters and get in and cut that down. And if that doesn't entirely work, then file it a little bit. I didn't get that cut very good. Oh, that's much better. So usually that space where you need to trim it is in the interior, so it's not that worrisome to cut it and not sand it too horribly much because, well, it's in the interior of your piece, so you don't usually have to worry about it too much. Okay, now are we way too long or are we about right? I think we'll be all right. So now this is another one that when I did the other side, they didn't want to go 2 strands into the bead, and it doesn't this time either. So we will just push this up, bring it down. And then just work it down and pull your line up. Now you can't put it directly down when you're pulling the line because it won't come, the crimp won't let it pull down through if it's all the way down there. See, it doesn't want to pull it all. So you need to push this up a little bit and pull it down pretty tight. And bring it down just a little bit and bring it this one down again, and so on until you work it down to about where you want it at. I got my husband one of those battery operated snow shovels the other day that blows the snow, and it came yesterday. I ordered it for him. It came yesterday, and we put it together, and then he said, I can't wait till it snows so I can use this. And then he looked at me and said, God, I can't believe I just said that. I thought it was pretty funny. But it's snowing again, so he's going to get that chance. He may have jinxed himself there. Okay. Tight? Yes. So we'll trim this wire off. Again, we want to slide our flush cutters right up to our crimp as close as we can get it. Snap it off. So there's our little dragon one. We just got to put it on its hook. It's funny, when I first put these grips onto these pliers, I really didn't care for them. I thought, ugh, they're too, slippy on my hand. But since I've used them for a while, I almost feel that I sort of depend on them anymore. I don't really like it when they're not on there. So it's funny how you get used to something after a while. So there's our little red dragon. He actually is a little long, but he'll be all right. So we're going to turn up. We've been on for an hour 40. I don't know if Heather's coming on today. She hasn't been coming on this week because she has company. Her daughter and her daughter's family, the baby and the hubby, are visiting. I know that for a fact. And so she hasn't been coming on this week. That doesn't mean she won't, though. So I think we're going to go, and we will be back, like I said, for Members Live. For those of you who are not members but would like to be a member, my membership is $4.99 a month. You get the Members Live and any recorded videos, which I usually do for Saturdays. You get early. So if that's something you'd be interested in, there is a link in the description of the video, all of my videos, for going and joining. So we'll see everybody later. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Those who are not members, those who are members, I'll see you in a few hours. So everybody have a lovely day. And like I say, if you're a member, I'll see you in a few hours. If you're not a member, I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.